How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another commentary track. This is Tyler here. Today we're going to be watching Heavyweights. It's the Disney film from the 90s about a bunch of kids going to a summer camp. In order to get this commentary track synced up with the movie, what you're going to want to do is get past the opening logos. So there's going to be the Disney pictures, there's Caravan pictures. Once those pass, the screen's going to go to black, and then you're going to see Walt Disney Pictures Presents in like an orangey text. When that text fully fades away to black, press play. But for now, press pause. Heavyweights. I really love this movie. I was never fat growing up, but I just enjoyed the summer camp aspect of it, I guess. Just the fun of friends hanging out, going to camp. It does turn into a bit of a crazy experience when they all have to lose weight, but I guess we can get to that later. And right off the bat, I gotta say, has anyone in their life graduated or finished a year of school and destroyed it like this? Never in my life have I decided to rip up all my papers, throw out all my books. Most of that stuff is you get charged for that kind of stuff if you don't return it. They're right. Keenan Thompson, yeah, this cast is fully stacked. We'll get to it as it goes along. But there's also an interesting writer credit that should be popping up pretty soon. Ben Stiller is the greatest in this movie. His performance as Tony Perkis is legendary. Kind of became the spawn of not Tony Perkis. What's Gold? Gold. What's the character for Dodgeball? Basically, that character is this character on crack. All right, now this is definitely on him. He just needs to throw it. Throw it over the smaller fence, bud. Very embarrassing. Maybe he should go to a fat camp. Yeah, he's so fat. Even the dog is like, "Give me some of that." Lady with the dog is hot though. Great butt. Judd Apatow, there it is. Executive producer, and I think he was one of the writers on this movie. Yeah, written by Judd Apatow. And Stephen Brill, he did some of the Mighty Duck movies. So yeah, it just has that really fun humor to it throughout the whole movie. Yeah, I'm guessing he walked 3 miles from school. Tim Blake Nelson. I love him in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. He's great in Holes. He's on screen for a minute in this movie, and he does a really good job with it. This would totally suck. I would not want my parents to force me to go to a summer camp. If you want to go to summer camp, that's totally cool. Being forced to go to one kind of sucks. Those are Ben Stiller's actual parents, by the way. Aside from all the working out and weight loss, this camp does look pretty sick. I would definitely go to a summer camp if it all looked like that. With go karts and the blob is sick as hell. I would love to try that out. My skinny ass would get launched 50 feet in the air. My only experience with a summer camp was like a church, a Christian church based one. So most of the mornings we spent getting up and doing a morning service, but then the rest of the day was filled with cool camp shit. This is a great freeze frame right there. Yep. This fat ass crack hanging out. Such a 90s idea too. I don't think they would ever say a fat camp now. It's more of like a fitness camp, a weight loss camp, a Weight Watchers camp. You would never say I'm going to fat camp. But the other movie, Camp Nowhere, had another fat camp kind of storyline in it. Must have been a popular thing in the 90s. Makes sense in theory. You got a little overweight child. Instead of chilling out and being lazy all summer, get him out and doing summer activities. I'm curious how old he is because I don't think my parents would ever let me fly alone on a plane like this. Not for a stranger danger kind of thing of me getting taken, but I just don't think they would have any faith that I could do this on my own. I'd home alone myself and end up in a different country. Look how young Keena Thompson is here. I can't really think of what he would have been doing before this movie. I'm sure he was doing stuff, but it was this, Mighty Ducks 2, and his stint on all that were kind of all happening around the same time. I'm curious what really was his big breakout. He was always great. Every time he's in a movie, he's a huge standout and a huge favorite. Guy had Riz from day one. Some of these kids definitely needed to go to camp way more than others. One thing I got to credit this movie, they have good kids as the main group. Usually with a kids film, most of them kind of suck or they don't act properly, but most of these kids actually do a good job in this film. You ready for the best damn summer of your life? Yeah! Yeah, we are, Pat. Wow, that is. Look at that old 90s Taco Bell sign. Holy shit. That takes me back. You don't really see uh, a street with that many food spots on it now. They're a little bit more spaced out. But back then you needed a McDonald's on every street like a Starbucks. Yeah, this camp is cool. I would for sure go. But I have a feeling this is a East Coast kind of camp. The East Coast camps are way better. Living on the West Coast, you don't have too many options unless you're going up to Washington, Oregon, maybe Northern California could have some cool shit. But one of my favorite TV shows was like a reality show on Disney Channel, Bug Juice. Watching that, I wished I could go to that camp so bad. Not realizing it was on the other side of the country and probably cost $1,500 for the summer. Paul Feig. He is probably most famously known now as a director doing Bridesmaids and Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's the Judd Apatow humor right there. Because an adult should definitely should not be showing his buns off to a bunch of children. Nurse Julie, she is a babe, and she's interested in this chode. Come on. She is very pretty though. She's also in Mighty Ducks 2. I just remembered she has like a very very small scene. Another Stephen Brill written movie. I don't like the way Kenan Thompson just buried his face into this man's bosom like that. That was a little too graphic for this movie. And then we got what's his? I'm unfamiliar with the actor's name, but he was Greg Goldberg in the Mighty Duck films. I'm curious if this was right before Mighty Ducks 2, because those guys were both in that movie, or if this was after. If this is like a reunion, or if they realized these guys work together really well, let's put them both in Mighty Ducks 2. It is very sad what happened to the actor playing this guy Josh. I'm pretty sure he's turned it around, but he definitely had a bad go of it for a while. This is a great sequence. All the hitting apartments, the fact that they had stuff on their bodies the whole time is gross but really funny. But it's weird that they kind of have to hide it in this movie because it seems like the Bushkins and the way the camp is now is pretty lax. Maybe they just have to hide it because if a counselor saw it, they'd probably get it thrown away or whatever. But it comes into play a lot more in the end, or the when the twist happens and all the stuff is completely banned and they have to go on strict diets. This is like there would be their one vice. That is gross. This is the grossest thing. Post COVID, that is foul. And not even COVID related. That should like sweat and chocolate and going into your body. That's how you get like worms. So yeah, this rocks. The Blob got more popular for sure with the Jackass and the Nitro Circus kind of guys, but this is the first time most people have probably ever seen one of these. And a little tongue-in-cheek reference with the 2001 Space Odyssey music playing over it. If I didn't say it before, I fucking love this movie. This movie rocks. Everything about it kicks ass. The characters are really, really funny. Hell yeah, I'm loving these outfits. Grandparents on a vacation to Palm Springs looking ass. Such a weird, awkward thing to break down to a bunch of kids. Like, what the fuck? Kids shouldn't see adults break down like that. It's very upsetting. They are such a nice couple, and you do feel so bad for them. I'm curious what got fucked for them to lose the camp. Did they overexpend or overspend? Jesus, I can't speak right now. I was gonna say overextend their ability with the camp or whatever. Just getting too many cool things, maybe not having enough kids. Who knows? And this is definitely something that they should have told the kids about before they all signed up for the year. That really sucks. Going to a camp thinking it's going to be the fun bushkins and the fun camp experience we've always known, and then all of a sudden it's a new manager, a completely new setup. Like, this wasn't what was advertised. They weren't advertised the Perkis system camp. It's really shady. But I guess that is the point. He is a shady scam artist. Didn't realize he was being racist there, but yeah, he's fully being racist, calling Keenan Thompson a rap artist. Yeah, the most of those jokes were going over my head when I watched this as a kid. The lighting fixture king. So dumb. Was the music playing for the chandelier drop? So yeah, I don't know how he came up with this character other than just maybe thinking I'm gonna do a a weight loss, like a, was it Gene Richards Richard, what was the aerobics guy with the curly little fro? But I'm wondering if it was just a play on that and just a really intense version, because that was pretty popular back in the day too. Is it Richard Simmons? Yeah, Richard Simmons is the guy. That's who I'm thinking of. I kept wanting to say Gene Simmons, but that's the dude from Kiss. It's definitely not Gene Simmons. The ones I watched a lot were the Bobby Blanks. He did the Tybo tapes. I watched a lot of Tybo. But yeah, I have a feeling Tony Perkis is just what if we did Bobby Blanks but cracked out and a psycho. Lars is another great character in this movie. The guy who plays him speaks perfect like California English. It's pretty funny. Each other's names. It just clicked. The guy playing the counselor here, Lars, he was the bully in Lucas. Lucas is the really sad movie about the small tiny boy who wants to play football and gets absolutely walloped in the game that he plays. Imagine being on the football field and you get tackled so hard you're hospitalized. That's how that movie ends. I really want one of those Perkis t-shirts. I'm Perkisizing on the back is hilarious. So yeah, that's weird. You have to understand that the music being played is diegetic. It's actually being played in the movie, but nothing in the movie has done real diegetic music before. So this is joke doesn't really land unless you're skinny wieners. Oh, Keenan, you're gonna have a long career on Saturday Night Live, dude. Never tried one of these things, but they look fun. If you notice too, the kids are at a huge disadvantage. There's no way that they're going to do this properly. They are all at like a hill with a decline. These guys are on a flat, even stage. These pricks making it look so easy. I love the Apache Relay. Such high production value for a camp. It's crazy. Look at this. They are all slanted downward. That's not fair. And yeah, it's a mess. Hmm. Yeah, this would never fly today. Weighing a bunch of kids like they're goddamn cattle in front of everyone. Yeah, all right. Good job, bud. It's strange that they're getting away with all this stuff. The kids have not signed waivers or releases to participate in this. Just because they're going to the camp doesn't mean that they agreed to do all of this stuff. Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't think you're really supposed to think about it that much. It's a movie. Look at these guys on the left. They're waiting for their push. They're just standing there waiting. Buddy! 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 I never got the buddy system when I swam. They kind of just threw you in the water, and if you drowned, it was on you. Buddy! Yeah, didn't really understand what cricket was, but he is totally right. It is cricket. Baseball and cricket are basically the same thing. But I don't think baseball came from cricket. I think baseball was just a game that got invented in America using elements of other sports, maybe. I'm not a historian, definitely not a sports nut either, so no idea what the fuck I'm saying. I like the Camp MVP logo, but it doesn't really make sense because MVP is just most valuable player, but they have a lot of Greek imagery. There's like the laurels of Greek gods, there's like some Greek statues. I don't know what you would call the maybe Camp David, Camp Kronos, the king of the gods or the father of the gods. That's just me spitballing for 2 seconds. This movie has some really good tracks to it. The opening song is really good for the when he's walking from school. This song is really good. There's some good ones during the school dance. It's a good bop. You can dance to this one. Damn, they are getting smoked. 16 runs in 1 inning. Jesus. If they're making that many runs, this game has been going on for hours. Great line. I feel like this is a staple for every summer camp movie. Some type of sports game. I think they make fun of this in Wet Hot American Summer. There's like the big speech like, "Hey, we've been training all summer for this game. We got this ragtag group together, had a close call at the last game, and we're here at the championship." And then they just end up calling it and don't end up playing. It's a funny bit there. But yeah, I think they are making fun of this, where every summer camp movie had some type of sports competition, basketball, soccer, softball here. I feel like most camp movies do basketball. I've seen basketball in a couple of them. Meatballs for sure. Summertime Switch is a good one. That was a good hit. Yeah, what the fuck? How is he gonna get a new mattress? I think that was supposed to be a laser, but it was just a light. Okay, this I've always felt is a choice. They made this choice on purpose. He pats him down like a criminal because he's black, and if you listen to the Pez coming out, it sounds like bullets getting taken out of a gun. I think they made like a racial joke here. Make my man's packing. Yeah, it's all. Listen, like that's not a Pez dispenser. They added those sound effects to be like a gun. Crazy joke. I can't believe that dude snitched on him too. Like, hey, I was a chipmunk last year. Well, why the hell are you working for Tony Perkis right now? You should be helping out these guys. Yeah, Tony Perkis is a total sociopath. He has ID cards for all the kids because he doesn't care about them. He just sees them as subjects for his program. So, like I was mentioning earlier too, this being written by Judd Apatow, there was a there's a more adult version of this. This joke right here that he's about to tell, it's been dubbed over. He doesn't say Seymour Butts. He says Peter Fitz. Anybody's Peter Fitz if you push hard enough. That's how the joke actually goes. So that yeah, instead of Seymour Butts, they had to they had a joke they had to redub as Seymour Butts because the original joke is way dirtier. It is Peter Fitz. Who's Peter Fitz? Who's Peter Fitz? Anybody's Peter Fitz if you push hard enough. Meaning anybody's dick can fit in a hole if you shove it. That's the Judd Apatow humor there. Because I'm wondering if this wasn't supposed to be a Disney movie and they filmed it and it got picked up by Disney and they kind of had to get changed up a little bit, maybe. Who knows? I'd love to get the behind the scenes on that. I love that they think he's just dead. That's Peter Berg. He's another really big famous director right now. He did like Lone Survivor, Battleship. He does a lot of big war movies. Yeah, this was one of those movies where you're just asking your friends to come in and do small bits. They're not really super famous yet, but they all became super famous. It's wild. Oh, that's looking like Hull's food. Hull's prison food. Garbanzo beans, banana jello. Oh yeah, I think there was another the guy in the back there in that shot. That is Gerald's brother. I think there was so much stuff cut out. I remember reading that he had a brother and there's like a whole storyline there that gets cut out. I'd be so curious to see what the director's cut of this movie would look like. Do it to it, Lars. That's fucking crazy, man. I want to know how they did that. It looks like he's on a bed of nails and just got ice smashed on him. I want to see how they edited all that together. Like, that's more lame for them to waste all this time driving by to just make fun of these kids. They always make bullies look really pathetic in movies. Just like, don't you have anything better to do than to just make fun of us? That is a great Fire Marshal Bill shirt. That's a Jim Carrey in Living Color character. Oh man, that's rad. So yeah, I was assuming the lady at the very beginning of the movie was his grandma, but I think that's his mom and his dad, not his grandparents. Cause yeah, it's definitely his dad. She said, "Show your father some respect in the house." So those are his parents. I guess maybe his parents aren't really listening to him, so he's going over their head and contacting a grandma we have not seen or heard of. On Saturday night, Saturday night. This reminds me of middle school dances big time. There'd be a lot more people sitting down though, not as many people standing up. Maybe I just went to not fun dances where everyone was a square and didn't really want to party. He's doing many illegal things. The fact that none of these kids signed up for this intense program. They signed up for just a camp with the previous owners. This is not the tape that they signed up for. This is not the tape they were shown for this camp. They didn't sign up with Tony Perkis. It's all very questionable. And being the health professional nurse that she is, she should definitely realize these kids are not getting fed or treated properly. Mm-mm-mm. I won't comment on it. I won't comment on it, but when I was much, much younger watching this, younger than these guys, that was she's cute. I will just leave it at that. She is cute. I'm pretty sure I had a crush on that character when I was younger, but now I'm more of a nurse Julie kind of guy. That guy's gonna direct Bridesmaids one day. Can you believe it? That guy's gonna direct Ghostbusters Answer the Call one day. That I can believe. course, the main character gets the best looking one. They did a really, really good job with this movie, man. The editing to different shots is really, really funny. Like these guys are killing it. The music is great. You get so bought into the scene and then it's over. They do such a good job with that. You get so invested in them having fun and then boom, it's done. But that's Tony Perkis for you. He was probably waiting right there in the wings, out in the dark, and as soon as they started having fun, he knew he had to pull the plug. He is so unhinged. It's awesome. Is Pat's shirt a bandana? And not in the hot way that skinny hot girls wear, like a bandana as a top, and it's just the bandana covering their boobs. I'm pretty sure that is just the material pattern of a bandana as a shirt. This scene is important because it comes into play later when he races the go kart for the finale of the Apache Relay. But this scene is pretty boring. Cut it. Get rid of it. Because Jerry has a dad. If he didn't have a dad, this could be a cute scene of like, oh, I have like a dad figure in my life. But this is weird. These guys shouldn't have that much of a relationship. They make these guys really best friends, kind of like Bill Murray in Meatballs, where he starts becoming friends with the kid. But at least in that movie, it works because that kid is a loser and no one wants to hang out with them. This one, everyone's cool with Jerry and he has buds. I don't know why he's hanging out with this dude. Pat, that's his name. I forgot his name for a moment. This scene was for sure terrifying as a young lad, but not for the reason that the movie wants it to be weird. He's acting all zombified because of a implied brain lobotomy, but it's more creepy just because a random dude is walking in and just standing still and acting loopy. Yeah, what child around even Jerry's age watching this is going to understand what a lobotomy is? Because this is like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest kind of shit, and what kids are making One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest kind of jokes? That makes sense. Josh gives big my dad's a lawyer energy. He's the dude in 10 years gets arrested for drunk driving, but his dad lawyer gets him out of it. My favorite line from the movie is popping up pretty soon. It's when Tony's on the run, picks up the log. I don't know why that line is hilarious to me. I guess it's his delivery and the way it sounds. It's just burned in my memory forever. He's always been jacked though. That's crazy. Cuz he looks great in Tropic Thunder. Ben Stiller does. His arms and everything are chiseled as hell. He's also jacked in Dodgeball, and even in this movie he's ripped as hell. Dude has always been a fitness nut. I had no idea. Come on, you devil. Love it. Best line of the movie. Look at this Photoshop job. I love it. Like, that's not even close. It looks like he has a girl's ponytail hair coming out the back of his head. I want to go home now. Like, that's the evidence that the nurse has been looking for. That's definitely illegal. Tampering with mail, making sure mail can't leave. That's bad news. Yeah, bad alert system. He's 10 seconds away. Whoa, look at that demon mask in the back. What the fuck? Yeah, they're lucky he does a 2 minute cooldown on his patio instead of inside the house, or else they'd be fucked. Yeah, Ben Stiller definitely should have seen them all crawling out. I think he entered right to the right of where they are right now. Fun gag, but all they needed to do was just run around the corner right there. They didn't need to waste time going hide up behind all those trees. They just needed to beeline it out of here. I would know that sound anywhere. I hear it in my dreams at night. It's a good looking burger, man. That burger looks great. Love this song. Holy shit, I cannot see anything right now. I do not. Is it supposed to be this dark? I know it's in the middle of the night, duh, but Jesus Christ, I cannot see a fucking thing. Like, I don't remember it being this dark when I've watched it in the past, because I used to be able to actually see what they were grabbing. I can't even tell what they were grabbing, but I know he was grabbing Bob's big boy bags there. Couldn't even see it. And that's Alan Covert. He's a huge collaborator with Adam Sandler. They've done a ton of stuff together. Another one of the cast that's a huge name now. The way Ben Stiller's able to play this scene is masterful. He is so menacing. The littlest thing sets him off. It is. Look at those eyes. Yeah, that's crazy. He is so good at that. I love that. Like now the walls are breaking down. Everyone is starting to see, oh, this guy's unhinged. He's fucking crazy. We need to do something about this. Everything sucked before, but now it's getting a little crazy. Yeah. What a crazy good scene for him. He is he is unbelievable in this scene. Yeah, he got yelled at, but he shouldn't feel too embarrassed. Tony's the one that needs to be feeling embarrassed about that. He blew up on nobody for nothing. I'm pretty sure everyone in that room is thinking, man, that Tony Perkis guy is a real asshole. I don't think anyone's thinking, man, Pat really backed down like a bitch back there. Did you play any sports, Pat? No, never tried out for any sports. Oh, well, then that's probably why. Then do something about it, Pat. The fact that you already have the ability to look inward and be like, I don't want to be fat anymore. That's key enough to make the change. Most people don't even have that. Is this another common thing that I'm not familiar with camps where there are camps super close together like this, one on one side of the lake, one on the other? I feel like that's another thing I've heard and seen of in many summer camp movies. You would you would think that they would want to spread out and not step on each other's toes or steal each other's like clientele, but I guess not. No, I like Jerry's idea better. Throw Tony Perkis into a room and beat his knees, beat just beat his kneecaps until they're pulverized to nothing. Like after he just blew up on those kids, why would they let him take a bunch of them alone for a 20-mile hike? You don't think something crazy is going to happen while they're all gone? It quickly becomes Whitewater Summer with Kevin Bacon and Sean Astin. There's like a small group of kids that go on a hiking experience, and their leader is like Ben Stiller's character, and he just is abusive to all these kids and puts them through way too intense of a thing. Great stunt. I want to know if these are the actual actors or stunt doubles because it looked like the cast, but it could have been stunt doubles. I don't know. Seems dangerous to throw your kids down a hill like that. I want to know the backstory to Tony Perkis, man. What was his life like to turn him into this? And you do kind of have plenty of hard evidence. Pretty sweet gig. For mid 90s to do some camera work for the summer, $600. Hell, I'd take that. Repulse the monkey. Now he's just gone full, like Apocalypse Now mixed with Rambo. He's completely lost it. Okay, so here's a question for you. Is this a real mountain on a real cliffside? If so, the stuntman that they got to do this is fucking crazy. So that's clearly not him on the branch, but that dude is on a tree branch dangling off of a cliff. Were the producers nuts? Makes you wonder if he is trying to kill these kids. They're bad for his Perkis system image, so he's just trying to get rid of them. All right, now this outfit is a look. I want to do this as a Halloween costume sometime. I had no idea that this was one of those prank. Obviously it is a prank. They show you the full prank in the movie, but I had no idea that this was already an established thing. It's one of those, like, what's the capital of Taiwan, Bangkok kind of things where it's all about the setup of getting this person to just who doesn't know the gag to fall for the gag kind of thing. And again, it's a little bit of that leftover Judd Apatow R-rated humor where a child's ass was right in his face just now. And his angle, he probably saw his nuts, the back of his balls. And yeah, that's the pit that they set up walking by earlier. They just threw some leaves over it. It's not even that deep. I don't think he would have hurt himself that bad. Does this shirt say dick or duck? I think the cursive says dick. Oh, Jerry is wearing Pat's shirt from when they were riding go-karts. I wonder how they got him all the way back. Because he kind of got knocked out, falling into the hole. Maybe they occasionally had to knock him out as they were walking back. Every now and then just give him a good whack to the head. The makeshift cage is really cool too. It's just whatever pieces of metal they could find. They're super smart and inventive. They were able to build all that within a couple hours. They have this whole cage set up with the electric wires and the bug zapper to make an electrified fence. Who engineered all this? That guy with the glasses on the left, he looks like a nerdy engineer type. A lot of exposed men's chests in this movie. That would suck to have to wash off later. Like, that dude legit has honey on his chest hair right now. In the middle of the woods. And he is really tied up too, so while he's standing there waiting for them to get the shot, filming all day, bugs are getting all over that chest. He's getting probably irritated and rashy from that. Ugh, what a shit day. I think about weird stuff like that when I watch movies. Yeah, Camp Hope is back. Yeah, I can't believe that actually worked. This scene is really cool. I just don't think it plays the way that they wanted it to. Maybe they wanted it to play gross. It definitely comes across gross. The imagery of them piling food into their face is really, really gross. I love that he was almost like hypnotized and drawn to the food so badly. Luckily, he has a hottie to pull him back. Why'd they go all Lord of the Flies all of a sudden? Yeah, it looks fun. They get to eat a bunch of junk food and have like a mini food fight. They're just getting messy, but that's gross. That's a gross visual. That's gross visuals. Them covered in cake and icing and yeah, it's just not it's not fun to look at now. It's kind of gross. I give the fireworks show a 3 out of 10. It ain't no Sandlot, that's for sure. Definitely not even a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That fireworks show at the end was awesome. Yeah, this is also gross. The hangover food coma that they're all in, and they're all just farting and burping and ugh. Yeah, it's disgusting. But I think that might be what they were going for. Pretty sure that'd be falling on mainly deaf ears. I don't think any of these kids would care about going on a diet or taking care of themselves. I'm pretty sure they would rather just pig out and eat crap all day. But it's a movie, so they gotta. That guy has a Cheshire Cat shirt in the back. And he's big and round like the Cheshire Cat, too. Yeah, like I was saying, they all have to have their moment of no, let's turn our life around. We got to be motivational and have a point. I see not everyone committed too. It's like 10 of them out of however 50 60 kids are at this camp. I mentioned it earlier, but Camp Nowhere has the best Parents' Day. I'll probably do a commentary track for that pretty soon just because I love that movie and the stuff that they're able to do with the summer camp is really, really fun in that one. They really take advantage of the summer campness of it. This is more of a the weight loss and being against Tony Perkis, and it's not really a summer camp movie. It just takes place at a summer camp. And you wouldn't think about it, but the reason why Nicholas is on guard duty is because he's from England. His parents aren't going to come to Parents' Day. So yeah, the implication here being they were able to pay off Kenny the cameraman to put together an anti-Tony tape. It's like anti-Tony Perkis propaganda. It's pretty great that they were able to put all this together. With the sinister music kind of playing in the background like he's a an evil spirit. Yeah, I don't think that's how that happens. And what's crazy is the movie doesn't show any of that stuff happening. You see Tony Perkis be kind of a psycho and push these kids really, really hard with the diet and the workout stuff, but you never see him like behind a building personally attacking and abusing a child like that. So it is kind of crazy that it kind of throws that out of nowhere. Because this is fake. They mention that they make this up for the movie, and it's disgusting for that reason. But all the other stuff of him like berating the children is all real. He really did that on camera and let the cameraman film it all. He didn't think it would see the light of day. Probably he thought he could edit around all that stuff, but no dinner, no lunch, no breakfast. How's that grab you? Ah, he's incredible. And it kind of feels like we're coming to. He's blowing up at that kid right now. Sorry. It feels like this is kind of building up to the conclusion of the movie, right? With them exposing Tony Perkis like this, you would expect this to be the big finale, and then it's going to end after this, but it goes on for a little bit longer. This is not the finale, which is weird. It kind of has two finales because it needs them to get the camp back in this after this scene. He's out, they have the camp back, but then they needed to throw on the extra one with the Apache relay. It's a really good finale. It, like I said, it has great production value. It's a big set piece with a lot of action, but it's weird. Feels tacked on. This is crazy. This is so intense for a children's film. All these parents are just standing around watching this happen. Kid in the background. Yeah. And you have to not turn your back on an opponent, Dad. And that's it. That's a wrap on Ben Stiller, folks. Bad guy knocked himself out. Yeah, Ben Stiller had the best time on this movie. He gets to play Tony Perkis for the entire thing. Then he gets to have an extra fun time playing this guy. Jesus. Yeah. What Jesus, yeah, exactly. What have you been doing with yourself, Pat? 18 years going to a fat camp and you still look like you? So yeah, this kind of could be the big wrap up finale of the movie. Kind of feels like it is. Like we did it. We feel better about ourselves. We got healthy. The camp is ours. And he's still writing to his grandma, huh? See, this feels like the finale wrap up of camp's back to normal. We've done it. We won. But then it keeps going and it keeps going and then we're into the Apache relay. Yeah, am I mistaken? Is MVP an old Greek Olympian thing? Did MVPs start with the Olympics and like Olympiad triathlon whatever competitions that went on back in ancient Greece? Because it doesn't really make sense. All the MVP stuff with their togas and laurels on their heads. And it's the Apache relay, so that makes sense for them to be Native Americans. So did the camp have these outfits, or did they have to make them? Do they have a sponsorship for the team? Where is that zip line going? Where does it end? Does he just go on for miles? Yeah, like I was saying with this feeling like a tacked on ending, I wonder if it was they didn't feel like there was enough action in the movie and they needed this big finale to really just solidify the film with something. It cuz it has the Tony Perkis stuff is a satisfying ending. but this is like a big finale. Hmm. I like that joke. That's a good joke. Good joke. Okay, I feel like any kid would know what the Mona Lisa is. Even if you were a sports nut, everyone on the goddamn planet knows what the Mona Lisa is. Now, this I could not do. My best bet would just be guessing presidents in hopes that some of them were vice presidents that ended up getting bumped up to president for various reasons, which happens a lot. There's tons of vice presidents that end up becoming president later down the line. Lyndon B. Johnson, I think, was a vice president that became president after JFK bit the bullet. Let's see what he says. Never heard of any of those dudes. Be careful, this guy drives dirty. We're racing go-karts, Pat. What do you expect to happen? Doesn't it feel like they both started at the exact same time? Even, I mean, I guess both contestants got there at the same time, but at that point, why even make it whoever gets there first? Just making race at the same time, and whoever wins the race wins. See, is this him driving dirty, or is this him just driving a go kart? And this guy sucks at driving. Yeah, he. You gotta imagine he said shit there, and they did another edit to make it the PG rating that it ended up getting because they. It feels like they wanted a PG-13, maybe even an R like Meatballs. Meatballs I think is rated R, but it's a bunch of kids at a summer camp. I think they were trying to go for that vibe. I think I prefer the Ben Stiller ending now. This is cool as a kid. When you're watching this as a kid and you're seeing them drive around and do this big race as the finale, it's all cool. But I think I prefer the finale with Ben Stiller over this. It just works with the film a lot more. This really does feel completely tacked on and like a last minute thing. But at the same time, it's got a lot of stuff that's set up for the entire movie, like the wings and wanting to ride the go karts and fly. So maybe they did have it in mind the whole time. Yeah, he pulled some crazy move with the boat propeller, and it gave him enough boost. It gave him the turbo boost, I guess, and he wins the race. Hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! I don't really care about this that much right now. Who the fuck were those guys? The two officials with the ref costumes. What were they refereeing? Was there ever a referee at any point in the competition? Did I miss him? See, that it's all a pretty dumb finale because they win, but it's like, oh, we didn't need the cup to win. We just needed to prove ourselves. Then why did we do this whole scene? Why did we need to show them doing all that? That seems unsafe. Dropping a cooler full of soda on them. Those soda cans are not empty. Knock somebody in the head with one of those. And that was it. That was Heavyweights. This is a pretty good song, so I might just listen to this song and sing along to a little bit of it. Sean Weiss, that's the guy's name who plays Josh, yeah. He's a great actor in this movie and the Mighty Duck films. Camp Hope. Camp Hope, the place for boys. We got no girls, we got no toys. Camping's hot. Alright, I'll use this song as my little outro music here. Thank you for watching along with this commentary track. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any movies you would want to see with if you have any movies you want to see us do a commentary track for in the future, just comment that below and we will try to get to that one. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.